Good evening. Welcome to Couch Convo with Coach Karla, where I give you life tips, tools, and solutions to help make life better for you. We are so excited to be back in the house on tonight. This is our first time back in a few weeks. We struggled with the snow and the ice, and then we had some technical difficulties, but now we are back and we have some special guests with us. We have Miss Melissa Tabor, who is the CEO of Community Health Partners, as well as my soror, Dolores Rivers.
Hi.
She is an author, and she is also working with a health fair that Miss Tabor is putting on this weekend. So welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. So first of all, Ms. Tabor, let me start with you. Why don't you tell people a little bit about Community Health Partners and the fair that's happening on tomorrow?
Okay, thank you. So Community Health Partners is a nonprofit, and our goal is to provide access to quality and affordable health care in disinvested communities, right? So eventually we're going to bring another healthcare facility here from Memphis.
Awesome.
But in the meantime, we have to understand the definition of access. Okay, our goal is to provide access, right? And access means more than walking into a physical building and receiving services, right? Access also means, can you pay? Do you have the means to pay for this? Do you have insurance? Because what happens is a physician can refuse to see you in his office if you cannot pay. Now let me put a caveat to that, because people are getting ready to call me, oh, that's not true, they got to see you. No. Let's be very explicit here. And access means more than walking into a physical building and receiving services, right? Access also means, can you pay? Do you have the means to pay for this? Do you have insurance? Because what happens is a physician can refuse to see you in his office if you cannot pay. Now let me put a caveat to that, because people are getting ready to call me, oh, that's not true, they got to see you. No. Let's be very explicit here. EMTALA, emergency medical treatment, the law for EMTALA, this is, not only does it apply to health care, it also applies to food stamps and any other governmental benefits that you're receiving, you have to renew, right?
Right.
So why is there a problem, you say? Well, I'm going to tell you why. So you just close it, and he goes on proceeding. Well, that's what we're talking about, that exact same thing from that guy in the commercial. Have you received your letter to renew your benefits, right? Now, the added piece to this is, not only does it apply to health care, it also applies to food stamps and any other governmental benefits that you're receiving, you have to renew, right?
Right.
So why is there a problem, you say? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because if people didn't...
Because we've got RSV going around, the flu, pneumonia, COVID. And so the question I'm asking is, are we in a health crisis? And I understand that some vaccines are going to be offered tomorrow at the health fair. Why don't you tell us a little about some things that'll be offered tomorrow?
They're doing immunizations tomorrow and other vaccines for COVID. And
The
the
flu?
list goes on, the flu. So it's so many things, it's hard to remember everything.
Okay.
But now to your question, Karla, I'm going to bring it in the smaller scale, bring it real small.
All right.
I agree with you somewhat. We are in a healthcare crisis when it comes to vaccines across the board, adult and children, right? COVID is real. The flu is real.
Right.
Okay? Now, both of them you have to have for your job for some employers. So guess what? You can come and get those and keep your job. Right? hey. And we will have 2 venues there. Walgreens will be there doing flu and pneumonia. I'm sorry, not flu and pneumonia, flu and COVID. And we will have Shot RX there as well.
Okay. All right. And I also was reading that record expungement will be available tomorrow
Yes.
as well.
Yep.
Yes, record expungement will be available. You will be able to meet with somebody about your record. It has to be, you have to wait 5 years after your conviction. Most of the expungements deal with Class E felonies, which are mostly your non-violent felonies. The ones that you may only serve time for like 1 to 6 years and no more than a $3,000 fine. So a lot of people don't know that they can get these things removed from their record, and tomorrow they'll be able to get information and be able to do some filings for free. Otherwise, it's like maybe the minimum about $100 per offense. So if you have 17 offenses, that's how you have to pay for each one. So tomorrow you can get help with getting things expunged from your record. You can also get your driver's license reinstated as well.
Oh, that's going to be good for a lot of people.
That really is. It helps people get back into the workforce and be able to, become productive citizens.
Yeah.
Not that they might not be, but it just gives people help who want to do better for themselves.
Good. So it sounds like the health fair is going to be a good catch-all for a lot of the things that we allowed to lapse over COVID, because I know a lot of people let their driver's license expire during that time period, just because people weren't able or didn't feel as comfortable with getting out. Anything else that's going to be offered during the health fair tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. I'm so glad. We're gonna save the best for last.
Okay.
But another thing that lapsed during COVID, voters registration.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk a little bit about it, and I'm gonna let Dolores tell y'all about the voters registration. But this is what I want people to understand. You vote every 2 years, period, in the sentence. Okay? It doesn't matter what, you have to vote every 2 years. Okay, work with me, just follow along. This year, we're voting for the president, right?
Right.
In 2 years, we'll be voting for maybe local or governmental elections. Then 2 years after that, which will be 4, 2 and 2 is 4, guess what? It's time to vote for the president again.
Right.
So every 2 years, you vote for something. So we will have voters registration on site. Dolores, you want to tell them about the voters registration?
Just the Votes for All will be there, signing people up, and that's why it's important to have some kind of state ID, because you need that when you're trying to vote. So not having ID can really hinder you in a lot of areas, but they will be on site registering people to vote.
And tell people where the church is located again.
Okay, let me just tell you a little bit more about the church.
Okay.
All right, Centenary United Methodist Church. It is located at 584 East McLemore. It's a legacy church. We've been there. We just celebrated 58 years.
Awesome.
And it is the site where Martin Luther King used to come and have meetings with our then pastor, Reverend Lawson. We have a new pastor now, Pastor Keith Caldwell, and he comes from Nashville, and he has just organically emerged as a civil rights leader, and hence for this health fair, because he's restructuring the way that we do community involvement and reaching out to the community. And so Centenary connected with Melissa, with community health partners to host this health fair, communal healing health fair. And I just want to share one of the visions of Pastor Caldwell, and he looks at this more as sessions. And the way I thought about it when he said it, I thought about like seasons, like when you're watching TV and things come out in seasons. So for us, this would be season 1, episode 1, but for Melissa, it's like season 1, episode 3.
Okay.
So we're on episode for Centenary. This is our first time doing something like this, and in conjunction with community health partners. So this is our season 1, episode 1. And Pastor Caldwell has the vision of doing these events, and I don't even want to say events, because he's like, they're sessions, and doing these sessions quarterly. So we'll have season 1, episode 2 in April, and then we'll turn around in July and have season 1, episode 3 in July, where our church does the health fair, and great people like Wardell Sills and his wife, Dr. Sills, are doing that. And we just want to have sessions where we can offer these services over and over again where people have access. Like with this one, the weather kind of hampered things, and
Oh, yeah.
we don't know what our turnout will be like, and so we want to just kind of put this before people all the time so that they can access, because I think about, you know how they say the pipeline to prison, and so we want to change that narrative to maybe the pipeline to prosperity, or
Ooh,
the
I like that.
pipeline to preparedness, or the pipeline to purpose, so that we can help people and give them a hand up as opposed to thinking of it as giving a hand out. We want to help people to put themselves in a better position.
Oh, that sounds
So,
wonderful.
Centenary United Methodist Church, 584 East McLemore, the Communal Healing Health Fair with Community Health Partners, and I have learned so much from Melissa, and Centenary United Methodist Church. So we appreciate this opportunity, Karla, for bringing us on. I know this is my first time. I know Melissa is a pro, because I'm going, where do I look? So,
Yeah.
But I just appreciate being able to come here and share this, because this is important. I mean,
Right.
and Melissa was explaining to me about insurance and all of that, and I just think I'm a retired teacher, and I don't know a lot of this stuff. So can you just imagine the people in the underserved communities
Right.
that they don't know about record expungement, or they may not have the money to do it, and so this is an opportunity for you to come out, and you don't need any money, and you really don't have an excuse, because
Yeah.
you know, so just come out and take advantage of these services.
Wonderful. And I'm so glad to see that your church is partnering with a community organization. And I really think that's something that we need to do more in the Memphis community, is different organizations partner together to work on a lot of the systemic issues that we are having. So thank you so much, Melissa, for partnering with the church and for offering this fair tomorrow. Now, did I see something about some dental services that will be offered as well?
Well, at the very last minute, 5
Yeah.
minutes before we got here, remember the ice storm?
Oh, yeah, that's
Well,
right.
the ice storm impacted my Harry as well.
Oh, that's
Right.
So
right.
due to staffing issues, the dental mobile will not be available.
Oh.
However, we will still have a Harry Medical on site
Oh,
doing
good.
different type of medical screenings.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
still, everything is a first come, first serve. There'll be several different screenings that'll be going on. There'll be some HIV testing going on, some pregnancy testing going on, different kinds of testing in there that the community needs to be aware, that the community needs to be aware of. But some other fun stuff, right? So Knowledge Quest will be there.
Okay.
So let's talk about some of our speakers. Knowledge Quest will be there. Now, Knowledge Quest is trying to bring the whole body, the whole mind, and everything together to make you a physical being, to progress, like Dolores said, to make you have better choices, to make better decisions for your life. So Knowledge Quest will be there.
Yeah.
Tip, the independent parent, right?
Yeah.
And what she does is she has, she has a program where she works with parents. So I like to say, you don't have to life alone, right? And that's what
I
the
like
independent parent is there for, male or female. And she will be doing a workshop session on giving you some parenting tips.
Oh, that's
right?
wonderful. Yeah.
Here's one of the best ones. And I'm gonna try to sneak to this session too.
Okay.
Greater financial impact will be there, Rise. They will be doing a budget and crediting session.
Oh, I need to be there for
Okay,
that.
so now let's everybody talk about this, because let's talk about this. Everybody's not conscientious, some people need a little help, and guess what? You may not need help, but there's always an opportunity to learn better ways to enhance.
Oh, yes.
Right, what you're doing, or as well as opportunities to save or repurpose money. So budgeting and credit is going to be really, really, really crucially important.
It's crucially important right now because, we've seen inflation and prices rise. And I mean, honestly, it's ridiculous. So all of us could use help in that area in order to stretch and make our dollar go further.
Right, and the one thing about Rise, all of their services are free to all the Shelby County residents. So we really need to make sure you look at that Rise, because they do financial planning. They help teach you how to save money. I mean, it is just amazing, all the different opportunities and the services they provide. It is just absolutely amazing. And then, of course, our good friends at Shelby County Resources is going to be there. CSA, yep, CSA is going to be there. CSA is going to actually do a full presentation on all the benefits that they offer.
Wonderful.
Right. And I'm going to quote Beatty. Beatty, see, I called your name right, Beatty. And as Beatty says, she's going to have names, addresses, phone numbers, zip codes, email address, and all of the information that you need for those services by Shelby, CSA, Shelby County Government.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. So a lot of the things that we've got on our vision boards for 2024, it sounds like we're going to have access to a lot of things that might help us achieve our goals that we've got for the year for 2024. So we look forward to everybody coming out and taking advantage of these free services.
And there's more.
Okay,
y'all
come
know
on.
I'm extra. Y'all know I'm extra.
Okay.
Guess what? Everybody in Shelby County know lead is still a problem in Shelby County.
Yeah.
So let's be real. The Shelby County Health Department will be there tomorrow doing free lead screening testing in children.
Oh,
Okay?
that's wonderful.
Now, if your child tests positive for lead, then you will be referred to the Shelby County Health Department where someone can come out and work with you and see what is going on in your home if there's still lead in your home. So please make sure while you're getting your vaccines, take the children on the other side to get their lead tested.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
to get their lead tested.
All right. Well, one of the things that we want to make sure that we do, we're going to make sure that we get a word in from our sponsor on tonight. And we're going to go to this right now. We are thankful. Are you still dealing with those whitening toothpaste? Are you wanting something that will brighten your smile fast and effectively? Choose Lux Smiles by Karla. Karla is a traveling teeth whitening specialist who delivers professional teeth whitening to you in the comfort of wherever you are. Whether it be your home or office, she can lift years of food, coffee, and smoke stains off your teeth in just one session. It is painless and the results are instant. Follow Karla, Kyla, on Facebook or Instagram at Lux Smiles by Karla, LUXX, and DM to book your session. You won't regret it. Thank you so much, Karla. So thank you all so much for joining us. We also want to discuss some of the current events and issues that are happening today. So one of the things that got my attention today, this started circulating yesterday. And so basically Kim Burrell is in the news again. We love to hear Kim Burrell sing. And Kim Burrell is the pastor of a church. Well, this particular time, Kim was singing a solo at her church, and she had asked the parishioners who were there to lift their hands and worship. So one of the ladies apparently was singing, and Kim made a comment that I'm singing, I'm leading a solo, God is using me, okay? And then I guess the lady continued to sing, and then Kim said, ma'am, right there in the mask, let that mask work for you, okay? And so, people in the Christian community, okay, of course, people find it funny, okay? But then also people are finding it appalling that she would conduct herself in that way. And this is gonna be the second or third biggest time that there's been some controversy surrounding her. So Melissa or Dolores, how do you all feel about this encounter that has happened once again with Kim Burrell?
You want to go first or you want me to go?
I think it's rude. I mean, I just think it's rude. I don't know enough about the story to just further dialogue about it. But I mean, you're in church, and I just think there's a certain sense of decorum that you should have just at church and just in general. So, and then she's a pastor, so I kind of frown on that. But,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with this because the Bible says, "Judge not, lest ye be judged."
All right.
So I'm not judging you, Pastor Burrell. I just have some questions, right? So, Help me understand, Pastor Burrell, because the first question is when you ask people to stand, you know, and they're lifting their hands, at this point, it's an intimate session between that person and God. Because the first thing they say is raise your hand in submission, right? So now this lady is having a personal and intimate relationship with God, because the Bible also tells us, praise him with your voices, right? And sing. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And she was doing what the Bible say do, right?
Yeah. Right.
Now, Kim, I don't, like I say, I'm not judging you. I just have to ask you, is it appropriate to interrupt somebody's personal time with God, regardless where it is? I understand she wasn't in her prayer closet where we have our personal time.
Right.
This is where he asks us 2 or 3 come together, where 2 or 3 come together in my name. Once again, his words, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, Kim, is it right to interrupt a person's personal relationship with God? I understand you may be the best singer. I don't even know if you won any awards. I don't know, but you know.
She's won a lot of awards.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So right?
Yeah.
So also, the Bible also says respect the person, right? Because I'm not getting ready to go off. I'm just feeling this lady because I've been told my voice is not quite melodious.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
so my voice is not quite melodious, right? So I can understand how that lady will be hurt, especially, I'm sure she was a tie paying offer, because if she was that close in the front, you know, the tie people gonna be close in the front.
I don't know where
So,
she was.
I'ma stop
I don't
now.
know where she was
Y'all know
located.
I'm not that melodious. I'm not that melodious, so I'm feeling
I don't know
some
where
kind
she
of way.
was.
I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm toning it up now. But
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
but is it appropriate to interrupt a person's intercession, personal time with God?
And what I want to say is that it was confusing, because what I heard her say is everybody stand and raise your hands. And in church, we're used to, when you ask us to stand and raise our hands, we're getting ready to worship with you. And so the young lady was probably confused about the original instructions to begin with. But okay, and let's just, if I even say that Pastor Burrell made a mistake and asked people to worship when she forgot that she wanted to do a solo, because I'm trying to help her out.
You're doing good too.
Okay, so now that you know you've done that, just ask the, okay, y'all, let me just sing this right here. I mean, I've thought of 5 different ways that she could have asked. Let me do this part right here, and then I'm gonna let y'all come in. But what she said to her was, let that mask do what, now she didn't say it like this, but let that mask help you do what the mask, use the mask the way you're supposed to use it, something. But it was, and here's the thing, and it's not just what we say, it's how we say it. And it was just so many different ways that it could have been handled differently. And I hope the lady's feelings aren't hurt. I don't know the lady, you know, that she called out. I don't know if she's a member or not, or if she was visiting. She could have been a visitor. And then, you know, that's her. But then now on a global scale, the church is under a microscope of why we just can't be nice to one another. Why the church? Why those church people can't be nice?
Oh, amen.
And it makes it makes us look bad. It just makes us look bad. And so, you know, I've tried not to say things as it relates to Kim Burrell, because I love her ministry, but we've all got some work to do.
Right.
Yes.
We've all got some work to do. So
Yes.
I'm gonna let it stay like that.
There we go.
Anything?
Yeah, we gotta let it stay like that, because like I said, I'm not melodious, so I'm feeling some kind of way, so I understand the lady behind the mask.
Well, and then I want to say this too. I'm a singer, so I've sung solos and I've led praise and worship. And so even when I've been doing a solo, people have joined in with me. And I mean, I never ever said, "No, you stop singing." And I'm going to go a little further with our experience. And, you know, we've sung all over the country and at event after event. We kind of know how to tune some things out, you know, unless that lady was just shouting and being totally and completely disruptive. It just seems like something different could have happened. And so, yeah.
I agree.
But y'all write me and let me know at Coach Karla Lewis at Gmail and let me know how you feel about it, because I want to know. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. We also have some very important information that we want to share. Dolores Rivers is an author. And
Karla.
she has a children's book called, now this is, listen, everybody cannot sit down and write a book. It takes, I've written a book, okay? So it takes diligence, it takes consistency. I already know. Persistence, you gotta have a made up mind.
Right.
And I know how the enemy would jump out there to try to keep you, and then you did a children's book for the kids. And I love the title, What Color is Monday? What color is Monday? And so her author name is Missy Chu, and she says, I'm gonna let her tell it, but she says that her son came home and asked her, what color is Monday? So I'm gonna let her tell you a little bit about the book.
Thank you for that plug.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I picked my son up from preschool when he was 3.
Wow.
And got in the car. You know, if you got kids, you're not listening to what they're saying. And he's just talking, Mom, I know my colors, I know my months of the year, I know my days of the week. And then he said, Mom, what color is Monday? And then I was like, that's interesting. So I wrote it down when I got home. And they say if you want to write, just put a pad by your bed and leave it there, so when you wake up, because sometimes you won't remember later and you just start writing. So I wrote the title down on a pad by my bed, and when I woke up that next morning, it just all kind of came out. And it's about a little boy who's on the quest for Monday, and he's going to school and asking the teacher, and she's like, I don't know. But
the teacher said,
she's like, I don't know, David, it's whatever you say.
Okay.
So that wasn't good enough for him. So he goes home and he's looking at his toy chest and he's asking all of his favorite friends. But the main character in the book is David, and that's actually my son's name, David.
Yeah.
And since we plugging me on my book, I will be at Memphis, Shelby County Schools, Arthur Spotlight next Saturday from 11 to 2 with the book. And I'll bring my main character, David. He'll be there with me. So David is 28 now. So he asked me this question when he was like 3. So it's and when I was writing, like you say, Karla, you have to be careful what you name the toys. Like he had an Indian. Oh, I don't think I can say Indian. This, and I don't think I can say that. And so it took a lot to be politically correct when I was trying to write and identify the characters in the book. But I appreciate that plug. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now you said this will be
Memphis Shelby County Schools Arthur Spotlight next Saturday from 11 to 2. When I talked to the lady today, I forgot to ask her where.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
I'm sure they'll be publicizing it on 88.5, and it's probably at the auditorium. I'm not sure, but y'all come find me.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to check on. Now, tell us how we can purchase copies of your book.
Okay. I'm on Amazon, but don't get me mixed up with the other lady, What Color is Monday?
Okay.
I'm Missy Chu.
Okay.
So you can find me on Amazon, or you can hit me up at iliketoread.com and I can meet you somewhere, or however you want to do it.
Okay.
$10. $10.
Oh, that's good. That's a good price.
That's reasonable.
Okay.
It's very reasonable.
Okay.
So yes, thank you.
And so the book is really what? Teaching? Is there a purpose to it?
It's to me, once I started and when I go out and read, it has to do with feelings, getting in touch with your feelings, because if you think what color is Monday, it may be different for everybody. It just, to me, depends on what kind of mood you're in. Most people say it's blue, but if you're happy on Monday, it may be yellow.
Oh.
So if you're feeling jealous, or it may be green. So I just think it has to do with moods, and a lot of times when I go out, I can create a lesson by being a retired teacher.
Yeah.
It can deal with sequence, who was the first character that told David, asked David, David asked the question. So just a lot of lessons in there, but mostly to me it's about feelings. And then I have the rainbow in there, and everybody was like,
Oh,
you
that's
gotta
wonderful.
be careful about the rainbow. It's all inclusive. I don't exclude anybody. It's all inclusive. And so it's the color of the rainbow.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, as people, we come in
Yeah.
all different kind of colors. And so it's just all inclusive.
Well, the rainbow, the original meaning of the rainbow talks about God's purpose. So I think we're always okay when we use the rainbow.
Exactly.
I like the rainbow too.
Yeah, I like the rainbow too.
Okay. Now, I want to also let people know the Mid-South Christian Writers Conference is coming to Memphis March 4th and 5th. Go to midsouthchristianwritersconference.com to check on registration and getting your tickets. So as an author, you're invited as well.
Wow.
It's a really good conference.
Where is
It's held at a church each year, and I don't remember the name of the church, but midsouthchristianwritersconference.com to find out all of the information. But it's very informational for people who write, to continue to sharpen your tools
that sounds
and get
like
that.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna be the MC, so
Cool.
I'm really
Oh,
So
great,
I'll be there with
great.
bells
Okay.
on. Okay. Well, ladies, is there anything else that we want to share with our audience on tonight about community health partners or the health fair?
I just want to say that I appreciate everybody that I bugged this week, the people at my church, Tamala Young, Ron Howe, Pastor Keith, and those people who are coming to volunteer. I really appreciate you. I know sometimes James Haley, oh my God, don't let me forget you. It's so funny. I was texting him and I said, okay, I'm going to do this in small increments so the text won't be so long. So I'm going to bug you later today. So I was just trying to just give it to him, and then okay, I'm gonna text you 10 more times. So, and I appreciate Melissa for working with me, because when I was introduced to Melissa, I didn't know exactly what my role would be as pertaining to the fair. I know Melissa gonna be like, girl, go put these flyers up, or go staple something. Go staple something. Right, I didn't know, and Melissa really included me on every meeting and everything. She just kept me updated. I feel like I have known her. We probably known each other 2 weeks, but I feel like it's been 2 years. I feel because I mean we're kind of like, we laugh at the same stuff.
That's good.
And it's just been a pleasure working with you. And I want to thank you for being so receptive to my ideas. I appreciate that, because she could have been like, girl, who asked you to think? I'm just
She know me too well.
She wanted and a lot of times people want that assistance. So
Yes, it was welcome. It was needed,
Thank
and
you.
I
I
really
appreciate it.
appreciate it. All she say is, tell me what you need me to do. I say, okay, here's the list, and we're going to divide it in half.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
And that's exactly what we did. And so I just want to thank you for letting me be me, because I know how I can be sometimes, because I'm a little bit
she
assertive.
called you every day. She sent me 30 emails.
First
Monday, she sent me 30 emails. I was like, she for real.
Yeah.
And then when she was out of town, I didn't talk to her for like 2 days. And I was like, I miss you. We haven't talked for 2 days.
Y'all developed a sister.
So imagine with the next event we do. Imagine with the next one. We can imagine with the next one. But to all of our vendors and participants and everybody, I have to just piggyback off of what Dolores said. Thank you for coming out. I mean, thank you. Just thank you for caring about the community.
Right.
And guess what? As Dolores said, everything is free. The only cost will come in as it relates to the expungement, and that's
free too.
Oh, I'm sorry. See,
I was just saying, let me just clarify. I'm sorry, Melissa. If you go and try to do it outside of the expungement clinic, there is a fee. I think it's at least $100.
Right.
But when you come to the communal healing health fair tomorrow, there's no fee for anything.
Okay. There's no fee for nothing. And yes, there will be food.
Oh,
No
okay.
charcuterie cups, no.
No charcuterie cups. No charcuterie cups this time. So
No, we in
food.
South Memphis.
Oh.
The Miracle on Macklemore,
Yes,
where we
ma'am.
like to eat.
Yes, ma'am.
All
And
right.
I want to plug the men, Charles Parker and the men at Centenary. Thank you for organizing. I didn't have to do any shopping, which I was prepared to do, but since you guys decided to do it on your own, I appreciate it. So just all of the help and support that I have gotten. Mr. Hines, my buddy. So everybody. Did I say Mr. Hines twice? But I should say it twice if I did. Okay.
Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us on tonight and for working with us on the scheduling. Thank you
Always.
all for joining the show, audience. Thank you for coming to Couch Convo with Coach Karla, as always. We appreciate your presence and your support. If you would like to be a special guest, please email me at coachcarlalewis@gmail.com and we'll see what we can work out. Thank you so much. Continue to tune in to SVP TV Network on Facebook and YouTube, and tune in to the show on Xfinity Channel 17. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.